Hello, and welcome to Night in Games. I'm Knight, and today we're going to be taking a look at another of my Minecraft worlds. So let's get to it. So, this world, like so many of my worlds, started out as sort of an experiment. In this instance, the experiment was with TNT. As you can see, there's a number of holes going right down to bedrock. Completely blown clear. There's another there, there's one there, another over there. But the bulk of this experiment was this island right here. As you know, in Minecraft there are a number of naturally occurring floating islands. But this one is not. This was a mountain, which I drilled a few tunnels through, packed them full of TNT, and then blew it clear of the surface. So... yeah, that was about as far as that experiment went, though. After that point, I thought maybe I'd make something a little more interesting, which is where these tracks lead to. As you can see, they are powered tracks. Unfortunately, we don't have a cart, so we're just gonna have to walk it. And here we are, at my first castle. Aww, isn't she sweet? I'm sure most people playing Minecraft have built their own castles before, but this was my first attempt at one. It's more of a sort of a skyscraper with a defending wall, but I don't know, it works. I like it. And over here we have a sort of crying evil demonic tribal mask. It's kind of nice. And a little fountain there, trying that out. But there is one thing I'd like to show you. Before we get to the castle, just hop down here. And, oh, by the way, this mode is specifically designed to catch mobs. They all get dragged down in the center for harvesting. But we'll just head over this way. And here we are, at the Royal Docks, as it were. Ooh, an egg. Man, giving me an egg is such a bad idea. It won't end well for you or your offspring. Anyways... here's my galleon, as you can see, decorated in gold, shining in the rising sun. Quite decadent, resplendent, one might say. Let's have a look at the captain's cabin. Order some tea. Oh, great, hot. Kind of small, but it's roomy. It's a captain's cabin on a ship. Just watch the sunrise over my castle. Sorry. Got a little caught up there. Anyways, there's a bed, and down here's the hold. You can see a bunch of chests. And up here we have the crow's nest. You can see a lovely view of the local area. I'll head back down. And hop. Ow. Actually, that didn't hurt at all. You're looking at the toolbar there, you can tell I've used an inventory editor, and I'm wearing hacked armor, so I'm not doing any damage. See? Here's the armor. Actually, I just realized I never actually showed anyone my skin. So here it is. Well, actually, you've seen it, but I've never really explained it. Here it is. I made it myself, completely from scratch. Pixel by pixel. I'm quite happy with it. It worked out quite well. And of course, after making it, I looked online, sort of search for Assassin's Creed style skins, and there's thousands of them, and I completely wasted my time. But regardless, head on to the castle. Have a look at some of the little contraptions we've got hanging out there. And get a bit of a better look at the tribal mask in daylight, and here we have the drawbridge. I built this just as trapdoors were first introduced to the game, so that's why it's made out of them. And this entire bulky mess here is all here just to ensure that you can't hop up and over and climb on top of the trapdoors when they're open. So as you can see, it's all powered by redstone torches underneath. As we go along here, you can see the platform, which all the redstone torches are on. And this gate is actually the very first piece of redstone wiring I ever did. It's huge, it's messy, but it works really, really well. So it's really great because you can open it regardless of which position the levers are in. So So it doesn't matter if one's on or one's off. Whichever one they are, it still works. I'll show you the wiring down here. Now this was all done before redstone repeaters were added to the game, so that's why it tends to be rather large and bulky and just a giant maze of redstone wiring. This is technically called an AND/OR gate, I believe, or a flip-flop, something along those lines. I'm sure to most people that means next to nothing. Certainly means next to nothing to me. It keeps the creepers out, and that's really all I care about. So on either side we've got these flaming pools here, nice decorative, and little gardens. Well, let's head inside. So here we are on the second floor. As you can see, it's a nice sized floor, a big king-sized bed. And yeah, I probably won't show you all the other floors because, as like my treehouse you saw before, they're basically carbon copies of this one. And down here we have the entrance lobby, and downstairs even further we have my laboratory where I try out all of my new ideas and circuits and all kinds of weird stuff. As you can see here, you might recognize this. This is a breaker. My first attempt at making a breaker and seeing just exactly how it works. I'm not exactly sure what most of this is, actually. Something to do with pistons, obviously. Cobblestone. Whatever it is, it doesn't work. So, let's just ignore that. This here is a rail track leading to a whole nother piece of construction. I'll show you in a bit. And in here is a secondary path leading there. It's just a canal. Goes down there because this rail track used to be powered by booster tracks, which to anyone who's aware of what they are probably knows that they're pretty glitchy, not all that reliable. So I built a secondary path to get down there just in case it got all crapped out. So we'll just pick out a minecart. Now previously you would be able to just plop this down beside this chest, press this button and go, but things have changed since then. It now has to be a solid block, so I'll just hop in and see. You know, does nothing. We're just sitting here. What the hell's going on? Oh well. So let's just pick this back up, knock that out. Ooh, shit. Anyways, we'll just hop in here and enjoy the ride. Okay, if you weren't dancing in your seat while you were listening to that, I don't know what's wrong with you. For some reason, the girl from Ipanema, played on an organ, always makes me laugh. Anyways, back to business. Yes, so here we can see the canal from the other side. And if we just head out here and up these stairs, we'll be at our next area to view. You know, I'm half tempted to play the theme to Rocky in here, but I think it's going to be hard to follow the girl from Ipanema. Anyways, here we have sort of a central hearth in the middle, keeping the room lit and warm and cozy. And if we head outside, we can have a look at this building. Sort of a desert temple type of theme. But I think that's about enough touring for now. How about we move on to some of my contraptions? Okay, so here we are. Contraption number 1. And it's my take on a piston elevator. It's not my design, though looking at this, I doubt the original designer is going to want any credit anyways, because I kind of messed it up. It actually used to work. I assume recent changes with redstone and piston have kind of caused it not to work. It's just a real mess. It's really complicated and hard to follow, especially when you're trying to build it yourself. But yeah, we'll hop in here. The idea is it's supposed to lift and push all the way up, but yeah, that's about as far as it goes. Same thing happens every time. Actually, since building this, I have made an elevator that does work. It's a lot simpler and much faster. We'll be seeing that in a later video, so let's move on. Well, here we are, behind my castle. Bit of a rainy day. You can see my galleon there, and I think I have something back here that you might really enjoy. It's a warp pipe from Super Mario Bros. Having played a great deal of Assassin's Creed, my Super Mario has a tendency to drift into ezio auditore difference. Un moment. Now, this warp pipe has two primary functions. As you can see, it works as a waste disposal system. All of the unwanted stuff is taken away and incinerated. But it also works, as warp pipes are supposed to, as a transport. You know what? If we're gonna use copyrighted Mario music, how about something a little more upbeat?
Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, take one step, and then again, let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, take one step, and then again, let's do the Mario all together now. Come on now, just like that.
Just like that. Sopa. What's up, man? Come at me, bro. Come at me. Actually, please don't. I enjoy my YouTube channel. So, if we just follow these blocks down here, we'll see that they're dropping into a pit of lava. And we'll just head our way back up here and show you where this warp pipe exits. So, here we are, the end of the line, and we have ourselves a nice little glass dome underwater. It's no Rapture or Otogunga if you want to go to really nerdy lengths with it. But it's kind of nice. Took a while to make. It's these structures are kind of difficult to put together. You have to put on the glass and then take away all the dirt underneath it. And there's a little entrance held open by signs, which kind of defeats the purpose of the warp pipe, but it was fun regardless. So, let's move on to something a little more practical. Now, this is likely something a lot of people have seen before. It's certainly nothing new. This is a cactus farm, and if you've never seen one before, this is sort of a useful tutorial for you. The basic idea behind these types of farms is to plant a series of cacti in a specific pattern, and between the cacti, 2 blocks up, you want to put a block. As you can see here, we've got cobblestone. It's placed just off of the cacti, and so when you do this, when the cacti grows, it will break off because it can't complete the 3rd stage of its growth. It will then fall down, as you can see here, and be gathered up by the water, delivered to this point for easy collection. And so here we go. We'll just pop this in here. You can see there's some cactus green on the right there, which you can cook up as dye. And there's another piece there being collected. All this water, it's really complicated to get this water to flow in the right direction. That's the hardest thing with these water collection systems I find usually, is getting them all to collect to the right point. Oh, and there's one breaking off right there. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Now in this next segment, there's something I want you to pay specific attention to. And no, it's not that this is a ridiculously ugly house. That's obvious. Goes without saying. What I want you to pay attention to is the length and size of this house. Just look at how long this is. Try to keep that size in your mind. It's a really big house for a really simple, actually an incredibly complicated piece of machinery, but it does something very simple. So just try and keep that size in mind when we go inside here. Seems a lot bigger on the outside, doesn't it? That's what she said. Actually, that doesn't really work. But what does work is this machine. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we in the business call an amazing segue. So, just have a look at that bookcase there, flip the switch, and it opens up. The classic bookcase secret hidden door thing. It's classic, trust me. It works really well, it's very smooth. The reason that this thing takes up so much room is that it requires 6 pistons and a shit ton of redstone wiring. So we'll go inside here. I've also added in another and/or gate so that this can be opened from both sides, just like the gate at the beginning of this video. So as you can see, it works nice and smoothly, pushes in and pushes out nice and cleanly. So why don't we go out here, I'll break out some wall, and we'll show you just how this puppy works. So, here we have it. This part is the part that controls the pistons. I'm going to try to explain this, but it's been so long now, and I should say right out in front that this is my own design. I'm sure other people have done something similar before, but I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. Basically, these 2 pistons here are the pistons holding the bookcase. They're sticky pistons, by the way. And right now they are not in contact with any kind of power. The power is on this redstone wire that I'm standing on right now. So it's not in connection with the power. So, when power is applied to these 4 pistons, they will extend, pushing both the other pistons and the bookcases into the other power line, which will cause them to extend and push the bookcase into place. Now, this little outcropping is the and/or gate. Do you remember that big mess of redstone wiring at the beginning of this video? Well, this is the same circuit, compacted and much more refined. Again, this is another one of my own designs. I'm sure someone else has done this as well before, come up with the same pattern. But I came by this honestly. Now, since making this, I have found a way to make a smaller, more efficient bookcase passage, which we'll see in the next video. Well, that's it for this episode of Night and Games. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe. Hell, tell your friends to subscribe. Because in the next and last video of this series, we'll see what I might consider to be my Minecraft masterpiece.
Well, Mario's gonna be angry this time. Plugged up the pipe again. Mamma mia.